What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kimberly Ephone's Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a collective shuffle. Something very unusual happened today. First, I'm just going to draw 6 cards. And I got to tell you guys what happened. I shuffled these very carefully, like going upwards and downwards as I continued to shuffle them thoroughly, because I wanted to give it an even chance of it coming out in the upright or reverse. And upon doing so, only one card fell out when I was doing this. And I have to show you guys. I did not predetermine or plan this. The devil came out in the reverse. Cannot make that shit up. So what does that mean as a general collective reading? It could mean a lot of different things. Are you somebody who has given yourself to darkness, for example? If that is the case, how do you choose to use the power given to you by the darkness that you have submitted to? Do you use it for good? Because I can imagine most people would not. But I also understand that even people who submit to darkness have rules. And somebody who targets innocent people, for example, maybe that's a flex to certain types and certain crowds, but even the devil himself has rules. I can't make it up. And as much as the devil loves to lie, when I channel messages and I ask the universe to provide energy and insight, in this case, a general collective reading, this devil card is the only one that came out in the reverse when I shuffled these cards. And I find that very interesting and very symbolic. Now, it could relate to divination abusers. It could relate to people who become greedy, become jealous, envious, needy, desperate. These are very dangerous and reckless emotions. Are you irresponsible? Are you hateful all the time? Are you jealous all the time? Are you toxic? If so, that devil in the reverse could be speaking to you. And I want to get into that read today. Now, before I get down and get into this reading, I want to remove my hat. Remove the top hat to get down. Let's get into this read. I will draw the 6 cards that I place very carefully, aside from the devil in the reverse, which has already came out, and then I'm going to go through it. 3 of Wands in the reverse. Strength upright. The Hermit upright. Six of Cups upright. Queen of Swords upright. 5 of Coins upright. So what does that all line up with regarding the devil in reverse as the first card? Let me get into this reading and I'll let you guys know. The devil card gives into the ego, lusting for unnecessary or harmful things, unwilling to leave negative situations. It is a dragon sitting upon a pile of gold it does not even need. A person setting a forest on fire for their own gain. Now, I don't encourage anybody to commit arson, y'all. That's not the direction anybody should be going, and arson is a criminal offense, and I don't recommend it. Even if you're in that devil energy, it doesn't excuse you. In the reverse, how it came out, it represents release, enlightenment, power reclaimed, divorce, and moving on. Okay, release that problem. The problem is you. Allow me to give you the enlightenment to reclaim your power. If you're losing your power, you're abusing it. You're doing it wrong. And since divorce plays a role in the reverse, it could mean trying to hold on to a broken or already ended relationship, a closed out cycle, something you need to let go of and move forward with. I'm not going to say it relates to me because I'm not looking to date or anything like that, and I'm not married. If somebody said they were married to me, it's not legal. But, anyways, moving on and divorce. If you're with somebody who's just not doing it for you, you don't like each other, you're always fighting, you know what to do. Move on. Three of Wands in the reverse. Three of Wands represents hard work and travel. The princess takes a long journey to rescue her prince, making sacrifices and surviving trials along the way. In reversed, it represents returning home, wallowing, frustration, and delays. Same shit came out in the last reading, guys. I can't make it up. I shuffled these really well. This is the second time it's coming out in reverse, which is interesting. So if you've been planning something to make a change, to help somebody out, maybe it's not going in your favor, you return home. Maybe you were devoted to that devil in the reverse. Maybe that's why you're returning home and you're wallowing and you're frustrated. If you want to reclaim the power you've already lost, refer to what I originally said about that devil card in the reverse. Strength in the upright. It's about willpower and determination, focus, persistence, the ability to confidently stare at any challenge and overcome it. This is not physical strength, but of the heart and purpose. Upright, which is how it came out, it represents courage, conviction, control, determination, and patience. So, for example, when people come against me in that devil in the reverse type energy, it's not that I'm doing something wrong to deserve it. It's that they're caught up in that devil in the reverse type energy and they need to accept what will never be in order to reclaim their power. They need to not only just leave me alone, but they need to get back to whatever it is they were originally doing before they started to focus on somebody like myself. If it relates to anybody else who they've been targeting, for example, same situation. But since we're talking about the strength card upright, regarding me, I know I can relate to being courageous, being a person of conviction, being in control, being determined, and being patient with my work. So if you guys can relate to being attacked by that devil in the reverse type energy, my advice is to approach it the same way I do. You approach it without fear, knowing your potential and knowing your worth. If you have done nothing wrong, you have nothing to be afraid of. People who do the most to try and make you out to be something you are not are the ones who have the most to hide. So don't really worry about other people trying to burden you to their burdens, because the choices they make in their lives are the burdens they create in their own lives. As long as you're courageous and you're in control and you're determined, you will achieve your goals, whether somebody tries to hold you back or not. The Hermit in the upright. This is an Ireland Celtic legend, which could be somewhat symbolic to the overall collective or people who choose to play around in my energy. The Hermit represents solitude and leaving responsibilities behind to focus inward. Encourages people to pursue spirituality as opposed to other things. Upright, it represents introspection, withdrawal, insight, and meditation. If you're stuck in that damn devil in the reverse energy, which is the first card that came out, withdraw yourself from it. You know what power means. Reclaim your power by letting go of things that no longer serve you. If you need insight, I'm glad to provide it for you. Meditation. How do you meditate? Meditation can be many different things. There are different ways you can channel your anger or negative emotions. For example, when I play the guitar or something like that, I'm channeling any energy I have that could be considered negative towards a positive. That could be a form of meditation. You're raising your overall frequency by doing this. Other ways to meditate. Pray to whatever you believe in. I believe in the creator of the universe. Maybe you believe in a different God. Whatever the case, pray to what you believe in. That's a form of meditation. Six of Cups in the upright. The Six of Cups evokes nostalgia for sweeter times. Kai and Gerda are best friends as children, but when Kai is struck with depression, he leaves with the Snow Queen. Through many adventures, Gerda saves him, but by then, innocence is gone. Well, shit. Kai went off with that damn Snow Queen. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Don't bother coming back around. You know, if there was ever any good childhood memories, you can forget about that shit. And upright, the Six of Cup represents nostalgia, old friends, simple joys, sharing, and childhood. All right, I'm going to provide some insight regarding the general collective, and then I'm going to give my personal thoughts regarding my experiences. The nostalgia of reminiscing on old times with old friends can be good or bad. How authentic were those relationships in your life? Were these people who brought positive changes to your life, or were these people who brought negative changes to your life? That's something to consider. And if you can't find anything positive they've brought to your life, it's good to leave the past where it belongs. Sharing can be good if you're sharing things with the right person. Sharing can be bad if you're sharing things with the wrong person. Childhood memories. Do you even want to remember these childhood memories? Who's to say all childhood memories were bad? Now, I'm going to provide insight on how I feel the Six of Cups pertains to me in my situation. I don't need to be nostalgic about anything with old friends because my old friends, to me, look like a bunch of liars and backstabbers with self-fulfilling motives. And it's a one-sided, jealous, envious type energy that's a dangerous combination that really brings me no benefit and doesn't serve me. So I know exactly where to leave my past in the past where it belongs. I'm not oversharing with anybody. I'm providing a reading. I gave my thoughts on the general collective reading as well as my personal experiences with it. So I hope that helps out whoever needs to hear it. Queen of Swords in the upright. The Queen of Swords is fierce and exacting. Does not forget betrayal, so her judgments, while fair and principled, seem brutal and cold. Still, she is open-minded and intelligent, and can be charming and witty when she chooses. Are y'all feeling witty, and gay? I always joke about that. Just kind of taking like people who make a mockery out of me to make a mockery out of them and how stupid they look when they attempt to insult my intelligence or challenge me. But no hard feelings, y'all. No hard feelings. In the upright, it represents protection meaningful criticism, tough love, skepticism, and intelligence. General collective reading. It relates to me, but it relates to anybody who identifies as someone in the collective. Protection. You may have spiritual protection around you. Are you using your spiritual gifts to help others? Are you understanding the importance of power, the importance of your title, and how you choose to use your power to create positive changes in the world? If you're doing good with the power that is given to you and you're using your spiritual gifts to help others, the way I see it, you will have lots of spiritual protection. If you fall into the constant negative, toxic cycle of that devil in the reverse style energy, which is what we drew in the first card, you may be in for a rude awakening regarding your spiritual protection. Even like people around you now, they may protect you to a point where they just no longer protect you at all because they see how toxic you are in that energy. It's really tough to accept, but you'll learn. Criticism. I'm always open to constructive criticism, but often the criticism brought to me is criticism from that bitch boy or bitch girl or that weepy willow shit sack in the reverse devil energy, which I've seen a million times. And it goes back to what I recently said about something regarding people posting at me and not directly to me. Like, you're already successful and you would still use your platform to insult me, to challenge my skills, to downplay my abilities while acting like you're something better than me when you're really not. But I know the truth about you, most likely, and it's not a pretty picture. So go back to that devil in the reverse energy and really reflect on that. Tough love represents everything I just basically said. If I ever loved you, maybe I don't like you so much anymore. Maybe if you refuse to love me back the way I loved you, maybe this is some tough love for you right now in this reading. You never know. It's a collective reading. It doesn't make it like a personal reading for me, but it relates to anybody who needs to hear it. Skepticism, meaning never trust a bullshitter. A bullshitter will tell you anything that you want to hear. They'll be like, oh, no, no, that wasn't me. I didn't just insult you behind your back. Want to grab a slice of pizza with me? How about a coffee? I didn't just insult you. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Yeah, you just did insult me. I know you insulted me because I heard all about it. And now you're trying to act like nothing's wrong and you didn't do anything wrong. Fuck that shit. Go back to what I said about tough love. Go back to what I said about having meaningful criticism. Go back to what I said about spiritual protection, because if you're living your life in that devil in the reverse energy, you may not have any spiritual protection at all. And intelligence. So, regarding what I said about that devil in the reverse energy again, I believe myself to be somebody who's very perceptive, very aware of energy. And when people see that I'm actually intelligent, they will attempt to insult my intelligence as well as downplay my intelligence. What are you going to do? Edit my spelling? Devil in the reverse energy. The spelling police? Is that what you are? The spelling police? Because this ain't a game. I'm going to give you that tough love. Maybe nobody ever gave it to you. There's a difference between tough love and scapegoating criticism. You cannot carry burdens that do not belong to you, but you can take lessons when you choose to abuse your power. And if you keep at it for long enough abusing your power, you may lose any spiritual protection you have. Five of coins in the upright. The five of coins represents financial hardship and feeling left in the cold. Needing help, but no one is willing to help. You struggle alone, despite being in a proximity to a force that could potentially help. Upright, it represents recession, adversity, isolation, unemployment, and ruin. This is a general collective reading, but that's exactly what people who started fucking with me wanted me in. They wanted me in that unemployment energy, that isolation energy, feeling of ruin, coming up against adversity. Congratulations if you were able to like tell so many lies on me to the point where you could convince people to come against me to the point where even if I apply for work now, you've already ruined me. But don't give yourself too much credit yet, especially if you identify as an untalented, unprotected spiritual retard, because I'm going to give you that tough love that you never had because somebody needs to tell you that coming against another person and just throwing your weight around is going to do you no good. If you wanted unemployment for somebody so bad, it could happen to you at any time. What people give you today could all vanish tomorrow. You never really know. Ruin. What's in a state of ruin? Is it because you target people who you attempt to ruin when you've already got it all and you don't even need to be worrying about other people? You need to focus on yourself. Adversity. What is the adversity? Are you trapped in that devil in the reverse type energy? Maybe that's the only thing you have in common with your friendship or a social circle. You're all caught in that same energy of adversity, isolation, and ruin. That's where you guys want me to be for some of you. This is a general collective reading, but since people do readings on me every day, I feel like my energy is very, very present in the overall collective, especially if you're going to get readings done on me on a daily basis. You're going to actually end up running all your money dry by getting readings done on me daily. That's just something to consider. No, I mean, anybody will accept your money just because they need money. I get it. We all got to get by, but just be careful what you wish for. One day you may get a reading you may not want to hear. And if you're hearing it from me, proceed with caution because you wanted so hard to destroy me using your lies, deceptions, illusions, and abuse of power. But don't forget, the only card that fell out when I shuffled these was the devil in the reverse, and that says a lot. I would tread carefully. Thanks for rocking with your boy Kimberly Epphone. I'm glad Kimmy was able to provide the skinny with this read. Hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good one.